Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. You're watching Jana FX, and today I'm going to make technical analysis for the next trading week, which will start on 21st of August 2016. And as usual, before I'll start making it, it's the risk warning that trading Forex is a risky business. You can make money, you can also lose even more than you invested. So before you decide to trade in Forex, you need to ask a financial professional advice. And all you see in my videos is only for informational purposes. I'm sharing with you my opinion and my experience, and if you decide to follow any of my strategies and techniques, it's at your own risk, and I'm not responsible for any profits or losses you may have. So if you agree with my rules, we can continue. If not, please change the channel. So and now it's going to be probably quite long video, so get a bit more comfortable, because I will be looking at previous 2 weeks. I didn't make a technical analysis last week because I just had no opportunity to do so. And we'll start as usual. As you know, before you start trading week, you have to check financial economic calendar, and you do it yourself again. Check it out for all the pairs you're going to trade, and the main news event I'm going to show you now, it's going to happen on Friday, August 26th, and it's going to be, so you see it's about it's 2 o'clock. Fed Chair Yellen speak at Jackson Hole Policy Symposium, so you can see it's high, and this is what the most traders probably will be concentrating on. And this is 2 o'clock for GMT UTC, so please go and check economic calendar in your time zone, so you know. But this is what is on my platform, and I'm trading with Thailand's broker, so they're using UTC GMT. So as I'm saying, there will be some news around the week, not super expensive, not very important, let's say. So this would be the main. And of course, before the news event will happen, usually you would see how much the market will be concentrating. So of course, it probably will be making some movements. And well, Yellen is not giving usually, let's say, straight answers, and so traders usually concentrate for reports like this, but it might not be a clear answer, and again, not clarity what to do. So of course, my opinion with all what's happening right now, of course, with dollar, still they think so. There are some resources and experts saying that of course the market is still concentrating on the information about changing the interest rates, and we still don't know if they will be changed or not. And now market is kind of, experts are between 50-50, thinking that this year they're going to change in autumn, September maybe, November maybe, so nobody knows. But it's 50-50 now, and that's why of course the market will be listening all the news, all what the Fed says, and of course on other economic releases. So also I believe that it will be also not a big clarity, let's say, because there will be election in the US, it will be in November. So I guess before November, maybe it's not going to be certain again where the dollar, let's say, would go. Would it be stronger or weaker? And so let's just this is kind of like the all, let's say, one big picture for US, because the most of the pairs I trade include the US dollar, and that's why of course the main concentration on the news, what's happening in US, the political news. Of course, as I'm saying, you need to pay attention what's happening in the country, and also the economic results. So again, we are going to euro dollar, and looking at previous 2 weeks. So last technical analysis I made, it was that week, so for that week, and I didn't make technical analysis for this one. So that's why we're going to look what happened that week, and just want to concentrate a little bit more on this, because the one of you in the comment wrote to me, remember I made as usual review saying wait for a consolidation. As I'm always saying, that's what I look for, a consolidation. after that drop. You can see this is 4-hour chart, of course, looking at the bigger chart to see a main picture what is happening. And as I'm saying, and my techniques are usually in system based on consolidations and creations, waiting for patterns around the main levels. And so that's where the market moved. I told you to look for a consolidation. That's exactly what happened. You can see here. And after that, the market make it movement. So, and so one of you wrote me in the comment like, oh, look at this pattern, which I didn't tell you in the video. So this is like head and shoulders. I didn't make any videos about the patterns, except the my favorite one is triangle and pennant. And maybe I should make a video about some other patterns which I use. But all the patterns that I'm saying I'm using is just looking for around the main levels again. So so one of you said like, look, it's a very strong head and shoulders, and when the market stopped here, I guess you presume that market will continue down to finish the pattern. But this is why you see what happened, and I answered like, no, I would wait for consolidation, and I would still place trades either buy or sell, because you never know. This is exactly what happened. It's kind of like head and shoulders, but I like more when it's horizontal, a bit more straight. And this is also looked as a pattern, and but that's what I'm saying. It did go halfway, and you see it's consolidated just like it did previously before, and instead of going down, it's actually reversed on the round. So that's why I just wanted to show you one of the examples why you can't rely exactly 100% on patterns, like on the rules, like, oh yes, it head and shoulders, so it's going down, so I'm just going to sell here and wait for here and buy somewhere around here. The market didn't go, market turned around, and this is how many traders do lose, because they do believe it should continue down, go and finish the pattern. So this is what happens. That's what I'm saying. For safety, less risk, maybe less profit, yes, but at least it's not as risky. Wait always for consolidation and for patterns creating around the levels. Like here you can see, yes, it did create one shoulder, but it had a good consolidation around this level. So here's like one trade. When it's dropped down, it's consolidated around here, and you can see it dropped. This could be another trade here, consolidation, and it went up, and here's another trade. So that's how you do it. So you just don't follow blindly just the pattern rules, like it should be, it's a pattern, so it should go the one direction. No. So, well, this is how I do, this is how I look at it, and that's how I always saying in my videos all about the patterns. So, so what happened, you can see the market didn't, just like I was saying to you before, previously I was making the technical analysis, and I was saying to you that here we had a big drop, and we could have waited for some consolidation around here, and again you see it's like drop and maybe like creating like a big flag or something, and then you would expect it going down, but it's not. You can see the market had a euro dollar didn't want to give up, and euro, instead of continue downtrend, it changed the direction, and it did actually broke one of these main levels of the downtrend, and now it went up and stopped, was stopped by this level. So now what I'm looking at and seeing is it's actually broke in, and it's inside here now. But is it really is trying to continue the uptrend, and will it actually go inside this channel? That's the question. And so what I would pay attention on first, if you look at this main level where it's actually went in right now, it's a daily chart. You can see that we have the main spots here at the wings. You see the ends of the wings, and so as I'm saying, I do usually more trust the bottoms of the candles, the bodies of the candles. So that's why I would take another little level. I wouldn't change it, but I would draw another one symmetrical, because Forex does like a bit of a symmetry. And I would draw it a little bit like this, so you have a little bit more touches. Like before we had just 1, 2, 3. Now we have a little bit candles here. We have a little bit more candles touching around here, and then around this area. And now you can see that it went inside here, and but it's still not far away from this level to actually clarify or confirm that it's actually going to continue going up, so it's inside the channel. So for example, for me, it's not says yet that it is going to continue the trend. So for me, would be what is first thing first, to see what if it's gonna of course it might just go without creating any consolidation, but I would think and wait for any creation something around this area. And of course, if it will create some consolidation again, it might go down, which I would place trades that way again, either going up or going down, because as I'm saying, it did have a good run up, and now it's slowed down around this area, and still not clear if it's actually going continue its way up. So what we can look at for our charts again, a bit better pictures here. If we would look, so what can happen, how much room do we have for a movement? So you see it's about 90, let's say, could be 100 pips, something before that level. That level is very important. I will go on the monthly because it's more visible. You see, it's been sitting here for a while around this level. So will it be trying to break it? That's the question. So it's quite important level. And for market to go back into this area and continue, it needs to break that level. And again, you see it's getting closer to this area. And remember, I showed you this area where we had a double bottom, and it did break a little bit and went up and then dropped. So we have kind of similar picture. We have double bottom, and you can see it's closer to the end of the year, and we have the same closer to the end of the year. Around here, it's preparing for something. So according to this one, yes, it could be it will jump up and it might continue, or might then drop just like it did before. We saw it. It was in the history. This is all what I'm looking at. The history, of course. There's nothing else. So that's what at this moment we can see. What I can see, of course, the point is there wasn't a downtrend again. So it was a downtrend, and now you can see it's changed to an upper trend. So of course it could be a bit narrower upper movement. So instead of, for example, it might not go into this channel, and it might turn around and move in this new one. So I just don't want to draw it at this moment because it's going to be too many levels. And for example, it could be moving around something like this. You see that level. So it might, you see, this was our downtrend, and then changing. We have a one bottom and we have two tops. We already have that level here, so I wouldn't change it. So leave it like this, and we could have another bottom level around here. So maybe it will continue in this direction, but there is a lot of room from here to this area. You see, it's like 200 something to that, like about 300 pips down, about 260. That's why, I mean, at this moment I wouldn't use it. Maybe, as I'm saying, during the week to see how far it will go before the news event would happen, and then you might need this level, for example, if it will move down, and then preparing for the news, for the comments of the Fed, and that maybe we would need this level. But I mean, at this moment I wouldn't use it. And I will go again on the 1 hour chart now, a bit smaller chart. And so here you can see we have that upper trend, and also it's already started to create here. You can see it's already slowed down. Even 1 hour chart will go in the even smaller charts. You can see even more. It's already started to consolidate. So as I'm saying, on Monday, it might continue the consolidation, and then would be something you can use to place the trades. But you have to be careful, as I'm saying. That's why I have that level, because it still might just, you know, jump and not enough movement to have a good trade. So that's something you have to be careful. It's only, you can see about 36, 40 pips. So in my opinion, for example, if I would try 2 weeks, I will go again for a smaller pips first, trying to collect a small profit or just stay away. It all depends what it's going to create around. But you can see it does sit around this area. So another thing again about the head and shoulders, if you look, once again, it does look like it also creates a head and shoulders. So we have one shoulder and we have a head, and this one is a bit more straight. So this is more, looks like it could be a head and shoulders pattern because it's straighter. And for example, if it is, that's what I'm saying again, for example, if it will create here a little pattern on Monday, and it might be possible to see and think, for example, if we will be looking around this area, so we have about 30-40 pips room for it to go up, for example, and if it is creates a head and shoulder, so if it's a shoulder, then you pay attention around this area, and this is where our room would be for the market if it will decide to go down. So we have about 70 pips. 70 pips. If it will move around here, of course, it would be a little bit lower, because if it will be, we have it would be room about maybe 10 pips or something distance. And also don't forget about the wings. And so probably about the same, I would say, probably about, you see here, if it will create around, it's about 40 pips down and 40 pips up. You see, so about the same distance. That's, again, it's stopped in the middle. So let's just look closer, of course. And if it will go to, for example, it will be movement around, if there is a pattern creating a head and shoulders, so around this area, it might be slightly high, because you see it's not as straight. It might be a little bit higher, like this, for example. That's my thoughts, what you can do. And of course, if it will continue its way, then we'll have like around 100 for around this movement, around 100 pips, and then we'll have this level. And also, as I'm saying, then you can use the level to see if it might go and continue moving down. So as I'm saying, this moment I don't want to draw it, because it's going to be too many levels. And at this moment, first, as I'm saying, we're looking, so maybe it is a head and shoulders. All depends how it's going to behave on Monday, and then you would see. But this is the picture for euro dollar, as I'm saying. So at this moment, it does look like it went up, and this is the area concentration. And as I'm saying, this is a very, very strong level for it to break, which is trying to break for so many times, and unsuccessfully. So will it break again? Will it have enough strength this time? Who knows? Because I'm saying, if US not many clarity, especially because of the election. So before the election, it's a possibility that, of course, the other currencies could be a bit stronger, and maybe on Friday will be a little bit more clarity about changing the rates from the Fed. But this is the picture at this moment. I guess this is why it's getting stronger, is because it's still not no clarity with the election and the other situation in US. So that's how I would do again, as I'm saying, looking for consolidations and see will create the pattern. And again, as I'm saying, we'll go and wait for another consolidation before making a decision for buy or sell. But at this moment, you can see it's in an uptrend. So that's what my thoughts for euro dollar would be. Okay, so I'm going to leave all the levels I'm leaving as they are. I probably would still leave this one just in case. I'm not going to remove it, because it still gives us a bit of the picture that it was going down, then it's changed direction, now it's going up. And I'm leaving this little one because, as I'm saying, it could be a concentration around this level, and before it makes the move, and maybe it will help us to make a decision about the trades and how to place them. And also on the smaller chart, looking at possibility of creation of something like head and shoulders. So looking at this pattern, what it's going to do. So pound dollar again. Going to 4-hour chart. I left it last time. Yes, I think it was around this area. Yes, I had this week I made a technical analysis for this week, and I didn't make it for the next. And I didn't have any other levels, as you can see, because it does sit around the main level, just as I expected, about the same price range. And what they also say about the pound, that it could be a changing of interest rate again for pound. They think it maybe change it in November. So that's why I think again it will just continue to move in the same areas, in the same price range around that level, maybe a little bit low, a little bit high around we have these two main levels, 127, 134, so we probably will be continue that. Also, by the way, if you notice maybe that Asian session became quite active, like about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning GMT. Also, so that's what I'm saying when I was telling you about the my channel trading system, that sometimes I place the trades before 2 a.m. and this is exactly when you should think and look at. Then you can see that the market moves like at the Asian session around this 2 o'clock in the morning GMT. Then you see you can look for the channels before that. And also the same that on the pound, for example, is quite a lot of activity from Asia. There is a lot of tourists coming to England, so they're buying quite a lot of pounds to go to England. So looks like for low in the pound, better for tourism in England. So this is what some sources say. So and changing the interest rate, which so that's why before November it's probably again not going to pick any direction, because if you look on the bigger chart, so what it does tell me, and it does tell us that after that big drop, it's just consolidating. It's in a quite wide channel, but you can see it's a consolidation, and it doesn't want to pick on the main picture a main direction. It doesn't want to pick it right now. And so I think with all what they're saying, it might not pick, not just yet. So, and let's go. I mean, yeah, of course, the movements, if we would look, they are quite big. So, of course, there is always possibilities like 300 pips. It's a lot of room and possibilities to make some trades. And let's just see on a smaller picture what is actually happening. We can see that the pound was in a small downtrend channel, let's say, and now it's changing again a bit of direction, went in an upper trend. And how you can draw it's kind of going to be a bit messy, but this is what you can see. This is what I see. So let's go on a smaller one. So that's what I see. We have 1 hour chart. First of all, if you would look, we had a downtrend, right, which was that small one, downtrend. So that was like something like this. You can see I didn't make that's what I didn't make the video for that week. So you could see when market was stopped here, and I was saying again, wait for consolidation and then for breaking the markets. You see it broke and did consolidate around here. This is the movement. It could be a trade. It's enough for movement here. But if you wanted to risk, for example, Monday, for me, I don't like trading Mondays unless it's a very, very good pattern or something. But for example, Monday was all Monday creating, and you see the Asian session, as I just said to you, that Asian session, Asia is quite active, and you can see it was enough movement. So for example, you could trade an Asian session. It's saying everybody beside themselves. So even the small trade, you had like 40 pips, 50, and it went down to up to 60. And then it's again, you see it slowed down around here, and it broke again. You see it's all 1 hour chart, as I'm saying. For a better and clear picture, you go for 15 minutes to see a little bit better. That's how I like to do it, go on a 15-minute chart, and I do place my trades on a 15-minute chart, because look, you have so many candles, then you know, for example, here you can see all of this creation on a 15-minute chart. You see it slowed down around here again. Asian session, you had a movement, and then you have another again, like some creation here. It's like a flag you have here, drop, flag, drop. You can see it's all moving around the levels. So if I would, let's say, make the previous week technical analysis for the next week, of course I would draw this channel, and thinking that it's moving down. And for example, if it was in previous week, so it would be more based on this bottom. So that would be something like that, like this, and doing some of that. So it all depends. The more stronger would be, I would probably draw it more with this, using it 3 stronger tops and a bottom. And you can see it moved down. It didn't reach a bottom a little bit, but you can see how beautifully it would have create an area here for going it back again. I mean, this is level is still important. It's still again slowed down 1 hour chart going smaller. You'll see a better picture for this, and it gives the idea. Of course, it could have been a little bit plus, a little bit minus, but it would give me an idea that something would happen around here, the breaking up again, and it went down and up, and now we still have, it's of course, let's go on the 4-hour chart, and what's the picture, the main picture again. It's kind of, you see what it's broke this area, so it broke our little trend, but we have still pound is in downtrend. So we will use these two tops and the bottom, so I can draw something like that, maybe a little bit. You see, as I'm saying, plus minus just a little bit. So you see, that's your main, that's your main channel. My main channel is going down. We have two tops. We have clear bottom, and it sits around here, which is still has that level. Still important. I'm not changing it. We still have this one and the top level, and inside that, of course, we still have a uptrend channel, because remember that little one which I just removed changed to a other trend. You know, we always wait for trends to channel. Well, here is what it makes pounds a little bit messy, because first you could draw it like this. It's a first of all, when it's changed the direction, so this is what would be a smaller trend first, and here's breaking the, you see it's created around this, which is give another good indication of trade. And for example, see here, if you would draw like this, you have a good indication of breaking the area around this place. So that one is broke that one, and it went down. So, and would have had enough movement here. So it's about 90 pips. So that's how it would have been first, and now it might be a bit bigger picture. We will use this. I would use these two tops now, and these two tops and these two bottoms. So that's how I would leave it for me for now. That's how I would look at it. So at one point it's still in a downtrend, and also it's in a mini uptrend inside. So it's all inside. And now you can see it all sits here again, and the same, waiting for consolidation and looking for any possibilities again. It might go up, might be stopped again by downtrend channel level, or it might continue break it, and we have another one stopping point. And if it will go down around the areas, we have again about 100 pips to the first level, and continues about 200 and something pips to go down. So that's how it sits right now in this. This is how my picture look. That's how I look at it. So yes, possibly it might continue go and do something around here, because it crosses around here the one level and another level. So yes, possibly, maybe it could be around here. So just waiting for consolidation, but the picture is really clear, and we do have our main levels. So that's how I would look at that right now. Will it continue down, or will it turn around? Also, of course, don't forget about Fibonacci. I'm not showing to them, but I presume you would use them. Of course, when you are thinking about the trades, what we can do to see, we have that up trend, up moving trend, and okay, let's see if it's it has had enough or not. You can see it's around level 38. So that's what I'm saying. It might create something around here, and would be trying to move higher, or continue breaking it and go to like next level, which is also crossing the 138, and at the same time it might again create something around and drop. Still has enough time, enough space to level 61 or 78. Well, you see, like, that's why I don't leave this, I don't leave Fibonacci, because I do have all of these levels, that level and that level, which are the important levels, and they do go together with Fibonacci, so about the same level, so plus minus like few pips. So, but this is what my levels for pound dollar would be. This is how I see pound dollar. So just check it out again, the daily chart, and see how it's changed a little bit. Yeah, so that's how I leave it and look at it. So okay, let's go to Australian dollar and see what happened with Australian dollar. I'm going again 4-hour chart to see a better and bigger picture. And now let's go to 1-hour chart so you can see the weeks. So that's the week. So okay, again you can see that's the when the week finished. Once again, the level was quite important. Again, we had consolidation, and the market didn't continue going down. It changed direction. It's continuing the uptrend. It was uptrend, so the downtrend was not confirmed. It didn't want to go down. It continued the uptrend. And remember that level I drew from the previous charts using these two tops, and it stopped exactly around this level. So you can see how important these levels, if you are in trades, like that didn't continue all the way to this channel, and it turned around, went down, didn't reach exactly this point, went up again, stopped, and went down. And now, well, what I can see now, of course, the first thing would be it doesn't look like it's trying to get to that level, so it does look like it's trying to narrowing down. And of course, my first thought would be we have quite a lot of concentration of different levels around here, and if I will go on a bigger screen again, remember about the wings. Right now I'm mostly using, I might even like, because now it's quite important, this level, I might go, it's lots of and lots of wings here, so you can see, and also a lot of wings at the top. So the top I will leave as it is, because right now we can see it doesn't want to reach it. It doesn't have enough strength to go again and reach this level. It does actually stop by the previous that high, and that lower is the previous one. So that gives an idea that possibly it had enough strength, and it had enough of movement up, and possibly it starts to preparing for a drop to go down. But as I'm saying again, it's Australian dollar, and with uncertainty with dollar, it might continue going up for Australian, because with the dollars, I'm saying, because we don't know what's going to happen with the election, and also this Friday some news. So that's what the technical analysis show, but as I'm saying, the fundamental is also very important. You have to watch and follow the news. But on the technical analysis, this is what I see. I see that it made it all the way to that level, and now it's trying to turn around, and I see possibility it's trying to go down. Will it do so? We will see, I guess. But how we can walk around it, so all my point would be, yeah, okay, it might drop or might go back up again. As long as it goes somewhere, it's nice. We have a lot of levels again, so I would think it's probably concentration around this area again. Again, consolidation, waiting for something like you see. Remember here before we had some consolidations, and it slowed down around here. You can see, and it was slowing down around here again. So possibly it will be an important moment here, creating something. And for smaller trades, like, we do need all this big picture. If you do trade long trades for weeks, it's very, very important. When you're trading like day trading, and you don't need to wait for such big movements. So we need a smaller movement. So as I'm saying, waiting for some consolidation, looking for, okay, we have enough room. We have about 90 pips to go up. It might go not go all the way, because look, it's lower and lower and lower every time. So it might go just a little bit. It's still enough room, maybe 50 pips. It might go for at least 30, 40. So like for example, for me, I would think, okay, 10 pips, I might make 10 pips, it might make the movement. So that would be again the first level. For example, for risky, I think, okay, maybe. So I would change, for example, my stop. Will it reach this area, and see will it continue, and we have like 200 pips to go to the top, to the next level. So for the small one, we have enough room to go up, and of course, for example, if it will go down, how far? it's about you see again about the same, about 80 pips. So I would still leave this area. I would still leave this level because it was important before. You can see I used it before, and we had the bottoms here and we had the top here, so that's why I would still think it could be, you know, these levels could be a stopping points for a movement. So it could be stopping point turning around. So but changing the stops around this is helps to prevent from not making profit or making losses. So that's how I would look at Australian dollar. That would be my thoughts. So um, concentration around this area, and of course it had a drop. So yes, you can see if you would look on a smaller chart, it had drop, small consolidation went up, then drop, a little consolidation went up, again little consolidation up, then it had a drop here, little consolidation. You can see here is 1 hour chart. It also looks like a little diamond again, half a diamond, and it went up, continued away, and then it's drop again, like stopped around here, went up. So you think again it dropped, it might create some consolidation, it might continue going up like it was doing for all these days. But as I'm saying, it could go up, it could go down. Just wait for consolidation. As usual, this is how I trade. These are my techniques: waiting for consolidation and then place trades both directions. And as I'm saying, the going up, the first level would be this one, and the next one, and going down we have this area first, and then continue here. But as I'm saying, for all of this, check it out. Of course, the Australian news, fundamental analysis is also important, but also will be Friday for Australian dollar also will be movements. As I'm saying, depends how strong the report will be again from the Fed. But this is what the technical analysis tells me. So now so this is how I'm leaving all the levels as they were. Now we're going to dollar yen, and so what's dollar yen again, going for our chart. Remember, this was the week where I had technical analysis for it, and remember what I said, that little part of the pattern looks like a little double bottom, does look like a little version of this big one, the big double bottom. And one of my main predictions and the thoughts were that at least it should go up to this area, and you can see exactly it did exactly what I thought. And as I was saying, that after that, wait for consolidation, because it might not be, because it's very small, that it might not continue the way up like it did previously on the bigger pattern. You see, on the bigger one, it was bigger movement, and it had the strength to go up. This is small, and this didn't have enough strength, I said, but it might go, but we had all of these tops which will slow it down, so it didn't have enough strength to go. But it went at least that level, and then you can see it dropped, and again, all the concentration, you see, it didn't have enough strength to go anywhere else. It just sits and concentrate around this level. So, I mean, yes, it does go like a slow little mini downtrend around this levels. It's going down, but I would say again, it's not picking a strong direction. I mean, it's in the downtrend, but right now, like in here, like this week, it's consolidating and it's preparing for something. You can see it's preparing for something. As I'm saying again, it's dollar yen, and yen is a bit stronger because of course it's more safer to keep yen than to have dollars until the clarity with the president election, and also what the Fed is going to say. We'll see if it will have a good movement or not. I guess if it's not, then and to continue down, so that we would kind of give the impression that the market was still waiting for a president election. I guess after that there would be a bit more clarity, and more the currencies would pick the trends. So, but right now you can see it does create something here. I mean, it could possibly might be like, it does look like a triangle, but it doesn't have a very good movement. I mean, it had slow movements down, and it creates something, but for example, I don't know if I would go for a trade by based on that. It's kind of, you see, it's a bit straight in here. So for example, could draw a level around here and see if it will concentrate around here, and we'll try break again back in, or we'll continue try to break that level and go down. So like it did here, you can see it did concentrate here again around these levels, and we had, let's say, this like around enough movements, enough room, was 70 pips there, and then it's had this concentration. For example, for this trade, you had another 100 pips here. So yes, it's possible to trade it. It's 4-hour chart. Again, as I'm saying, you go in a smaller chart, you will see much more, many more candles, and more opportunities for trades. But as I'm saying, when you trade in such, go in even in the smaller ones to see more candles. But when you trade these ones, you need to remember that your stops will be behind the levels, so you'll be down there and down there, and it's quite a wide distances. So you need to use, you see, it's 50 pips plus, like, let's say now like 20 or 30 pips, depends how you feel about it, what stop to put. So you need to use your money management. The same here. It's, you see, it's very strong. Its consolidation is quite strong around these two levels. But again, you can see your stops would be away, so away from the levels, and you pick like the trade could be like about 60 something, 50, 60 pips, and many will say, like they're saying, oh, you're picking up only 10 pips, and you are having like stop, you would be like 40 plus, let's say now like about 60 pips, and you're trying to pick 60, well, 60 to 60, well, maybe higher, but it's more risky. As I'm saying, you're trying to get high, it's more risky. That's why you take a little bit of profit, you close some positions, and you keep the rest running. So if it will turn around, it will not hit your stop loss. You already took it. Like, for example, you wait for a better movement, but then it's dropped, and then you're still waiting and waiting, and then it drops more, and that's how you walk away without profit, and you are making losses. That's why I'm saying, for me, I prefer to take, yes, I put a bit bigger stop, but I prefer to take a little profit and protect the trade. And if it's possible and this market continues the way it's nice, you can get more profit. But if it reverses, at least you walk away with some profit. So that's how. But remember, money management, of course, don't forget, because these are big distances. It's not a channel system where you place 30 pips stop. It's much more than that. When you're using like I'm saying, this is trading a trend channels for me more. I call them like trading trend channels. Different strategy, but I was telling you about it, so check it out. So that's what I'm saying. For example, for this again, you look for them on the bigger charts, you go on the smaller ones. I mean, if we'll go on the 15-minute chart, and you can see this is a very, very long, like a very, very long channel. And but if you look at it, it's been creating like whole day, and it's quite big again. You see, it's like 29 pips, and that's why I wouldn't look for it like a straight. And if you will think about trading, for example, that you have like what 30 pips on the movement here, see, it's very little. And if you have a spread, in a spread wide, and you will not be able to make a profit, because it's very wide channel. So you see, it's more, that's where you go for a bigger chart, and you look at it more like at kind of something like this, more like a triangle. I'm saying you have one bottom, you have one top, you have another bottom, you have another top, and it's getting narrower, for example. But so for example, something like this, and well, it can be a little bit lower. I mean, I'm not going to really draw it, but this is very high. So for example, you look at something like this, but as I'm saying, I mean, I can, for example, think and look at it, but I wouldn't use this much, because it's all around this important level concentration, and the drop wasn't. We usually look for something when it has a very good big drop. For example, well, we have here is drop, it's consolidated, it's dropped, had a little bit of consolidation, it dropped again, consolidate, dropped again, and now it's narrowing. So like you would think, yeah, okay, maybe something would happen, but how much it will move, because this is not clear what it's going to do. I probably would leave it like this, but the point is, you can also, it could be also straight. So as I'm saying, because this is quite straight, the bottom's here, and if you go like here, it touches a little bit more of the bottom, so that's why it might, for example, go a little bit and go down a bit, and might take in a trade you don't want to go into. You see, it's like 28 pips to that wing, to the end of this wing. So as I'm saying, it does look like it's something nice creating here, nice consolidation, but it could be also risky. You need to think a little bit more about using this area, what you can do about this. Again, if we go on the daily chart and look what was previously happening, remember here we looked at, and that was a very, very big consolidation previously before. That's what makes me an idea that it could be the same here before election in the US. That's what I'm saying. That's what could be again creating before something major happens. I mean, and possibly again depends on some economical news in the US and change in the interest rates. Of course, it might already make movements. It could be, but like for example, if nothing is major going to be announced to anything, I think my thought would be creating just a little bit more consolidations around here. I mean, it also could be like what was movements, probably about 100 pips something. Yes, see about 100, 120, 100, 200 pips distances. But as I'm saying, what could be risky is that it could be little jumps and taking in the trades you don't go for. You don't want to go for like the small trades. For example, if I'm saying if it will break this area again, for example, it will go back into I mean, well, it's enough room. It's about 90 something, but also it can move only that little, which is about only 37, 30 pips movement. So that's how I would look at dollar yen at this point. I don't know if I want to trade it or not, in my opinion. There will be some use for yen, so yeah, possibly in the days when there's news for yen, you need to see what is happening, and maybe there will be possibilities to do some trades. So if I will try again, let's say to try to put it inside that channel, what no, I'm not going to do this, because my point is I don't want to do that, because you can see that so many times it was using exactly like that, exactly around this area. So that's why I don't really want to place it way below these levels, below these bottoms, because I'm saying it might just come out again around here, and it might just jump back in again. It might just go backwards again. So let's say what I think I'm going to leave it that way. I think I would better just leave it like this and see that it might just sit in here. That would be a bit more of my view of leaving it like that. Just leave it like this for the length. As I'm saying, could be a little bit low, a little bit depends on the swings, because you can see it's kind of still around that bottom, which you can see didn't continue the falling before. I mean, it have still a little bit of this one. You can think that we might go to around, for example, if it will break that level, then it could go the low about 90 pips, maybe with 100 pips might go down and come back, or it might finally will continue actually going slowly, continue going down. So I'm saying to look at what it's going to do next week, if it will still, it does, as I'm saying, it depends what it's going to be on Friday. It just feels like it's going according to the technical analysis and what was happening previously. It does look like it might just sit around this area again, slowly moving, maybe slowly moving around it. Maybe it will come out a little bit out of this area. That's how I feel at this moment, because it's obviously that week it was just a drop and just sit consolidating here and can't pick the direction. Very uncertain yen is very uncertain, because so you see, as I'm saying, it might just go a little bit like this. Maybe it will go a little bit down like that. It could be just continue around this level. That's what I'm saying. It could be tricky to trade it if it go just a little bit below. So it could be just to see like 20, 30 pips below and going down 20, 30 pips. So I'm saying, yes, I can draw that level, but it's just such an uncertainty. Unless, as I'm saying, maybe the news will, it might have a reaction a little bit on the yen news. But wait for Friday, of course, see how strong it will react on Friday news. So, as I'm saying, it does need, been dropping for quite a while and needs to come back and have a little bit a bit better correction, but it does try, and see it's tried. It's dropped here, it had a bit of correction, dropped, bit of correction, and now it's just doesn't want to pick the direction, can't pick it. So well, it's just yeah, no, I'll just leave this. I'm just still thinking to move that bigger levels, these bigger levels again, to try to move them a little bit down, to use in this bottom and this bottom, and see. As I'm saying, if it will continue something like that, it's, as I'm saying, it could continue like parallel, something roughly, as I'm saying, something like it might continue like a little bit around here, as I'm saying, because I don't think it wants to make big, huge movements. It does look like it wants to continue going down, but not too much before will be some clarity. Okay, so that's how I see dollar yen, and that's how I would leave it, just like that. Just leave it like this, and that's all. Okay, let's go to dollar Canadian. See what happened in here. The dollar Canadian, we have a again, we go 4-hour chart where I left it. So I had, yeah, this is where I had previously around this area. So I made a video for that week, and so what happened again, as I said to you, wait for consolidation. This is exactly, we had a consolidation, and obviously I thought going back up, or the thought it will go down, and it did went down. You can see how it works. You see, it didn't continue that uptrend. You see, in an uptrend, it created a flag, and we would think, oh, it should go up. No, it didn't. You see, it went down, and it was quite strong again. You see, we had one top, and then we had it when it went down, low top. So you would presume that it's time for changing again, also changing trend, changing direction. It was in the uptrend, and now it's changed the direction. So now we can try to see. So for example, look, this level I don't need anymore, because obviously now we don't need it. It's broken. That's it. I'm taking it away. So what we have this little light blue, which was actually our downtrend. You can see it was our downtrend, and this was narrowed, and finally it did continue actually downtrend. It was a downtrend before, and but then it had little uptrend, which was broken, and now it's continued in our downtrend. So I'm going to leave this level anyway, because yes, we had two tops jumping out, and but it's now inside. Also, that upper level, the uptrend, I'm going to leave it too, because I'm saying there will be some news, and we don't know how much impact it will be on dollar. And might be it will move dollar, and it might jump up. I mean, at this moment, yes, it's going down, and it broke all the levels. I'm going to leave all the levels too. What we have also here, a bigger one, a bigger picture, we see here one big main, it's the uptrend. So if let's say it just broke here and stopped around here, we have about 190. See, it's not too far, it's only 190, about 200 pips down, and from here to go back up, we also have about 200 pips. Again, you see, it's stopped a little bit in the middle. That's what I'm saying about that area, and we still have that level. I'm going to leave this because it was quite important previously. We have top and we had the bottom around this and another bottom, and so now again we have to wait for the consolidation what's going to happen in here and then see where it's going to move. As I'm saying, we have about 100 and something to this level of that big one channel, and from, for example, around here we have to back to our small downtrend channel. We have also about 160 pips, so it's about 50-50 again, halfway through it stopped. So for example, if I can see, we had that little, remember that little uptrend which changed to this little downtrend. If I would, let's say, try to draw what's happening with it just to see what could happen, possibilities. You see, this I'm saying, there is no point to draw this because I have that level. So it's when the market opens, it will be probably around this area anyway. So this I probably wouldn't have it right now. And it's the one way to draw it. For example, what could be else? A bit bigger picture. It could be that little downtrend using these two tops, right? Using this top and using these two bottoms. So let's say if it does something like that, and what our possibilities would be when if it will create something around this area. We have it's just a little bit less. This is like, for example, you'd think it will go all the way, might not go all the way, might stop around here, which is also it's still around 100 pips. This is about 140 pips. So I'm saying it's still around 100 and something pips. So it has enough room for movements in any directions, but I'm just going to see again a daily one to see a bit better. So you see, this is the bigger one. We had an uptrend which turned into this little one, turned into the downtrend, and we have tops, and so it might had enough around here. It might have already had enough in touch and might continue going up around these areas. So I think I'm going to remove this. I mean, you can see about what looks like, as I'm saying, this might be a stopping point and creating a consolidation. After that, it might continue way up to this level, or it might go down either to that level. We still have that main one. So that's why, to not have a confusion, not too many lines and levels I'm taking away, but I'm leaving this important one also from that trend, because you can see it's 1, 2, 3, and it's broke and dropped, and it's still inside that, also could be inside that channel. But we still have first breaking that. So for example, if we break that, then we expect to continue going somewhere here. But at this moment, we still have enough room around this area. That's how I leave a dollar Canadian. Is quite easy to see. We just leave it around these areas and see for a concentration around here, where it's going to again concentrate before the news on Friday, and what it's going to do all week, and we have the level. So that's what I'm going to look for. Okay, easy with Canadian. Now we're going to pound, euro pound. And so what happened here? Yeah, so also 1 hour chart. Now you can see this is where I left it last time. It was around here, and again you can see how important this level was. It did create some consolidation around here, and it broke that level finally and went all the way up. So it just went up, and all the other week also up. So now what we look at is we go on a daily one. So we can see that this is another like an upper channel, uptrend channel. Let's just go on a bigger one, so you can see it's quite sharp. I would say it's very sharp. It went up, and it broke it, went up, and now it reached one of the important levels. And will it touch it? Will it go to it? Will it break it? That's the question. But it has a quite sharp up, so we just go in the monthly and see what is happening. See how sharp it is. So my first, of course, thing when I look at it would be that it's time for it to drop, of course, because it has a very big, very fast moving, quite huge up. So the first thing, yeah, it should drop potentially, but how fast we don't know, because we still have no clarity with everything what's going on. We found, and of course the other thing is coming ahead, that it should probably might create a consolidation. It's not going to be certainty on anything about pound, so it probably might just consolidate here. And okay, this is the monthly chart, right? We have this important level, so it was because it had a top, but you can see it was a little bit higher also, so some concentration around this area was quite a bit, so it might go around here a little bit higher, as I'm saying, but this is the bigger picture. It will be quite a lot of pips, which we would have to go for a smaller trades on a smaller chart. So what we're going to see here again, so it's very close. Let's just see how many pips. I'll look how many pips it is away. About 100 pips away, so it's quite away. And so you see, the first thing I would think, maybe I should draw something like this and see it does cross that area. It does cross that level, and I might continue also. It was sitting in here quite a while, so I probably would continue that too. And this would be all to play around it, I would say. What else do we have? We do have, let's go to weekly one to see what is happening. Yes, it's quite close to that, and go for our chart. And so first thing, of course, if you look at that one, you can see it's broke that little uptrend, and it started to go down a bit, so kind of like trying to make a correction. And can, for example, use Fibonacci levels again and see where we have our 50 and 60 and where it is now. So it's only 23, so it's possibly that gives an idea. Okay, maybe it will still will continue, will go down around 38 level, which is together with our one of these channel level. So maybe it will go down a bit and concentrate around here before it will actually decide either go down. We still have 60 and 78. You see, the 60, for example, would be in the middle. 78 is around the same level I already have here. So you can say right now, I can say, well, okay, maybe it will go, will continue going down, but we don't know. Need to see again what's going to create here. And it would be a bit slow because there will be some news for pound. So you need to check it out again. There will be, and they might have influence on euro pound. But because the most of attention on the dollar and not huge news for pound or euro, and it might be a quite slow movements around this areas. I mean, right now I don't see any of the patterns. I mean, yet it broke here. It was a nice area to break here. It went all up, and now it's broke that. Just gonna show you. See, it's wow, it broke. Like you can see, it's already broke that movement, and possibly it started to move down, but it's quite high in here. And will it continue go up, or will it continue the downtrend which it started slowly? That's kind of uncertain, really. The only what I can try to is to draw a little downtrend channel just to see if that's going to be useful, if it will help in making any decisions, because I'm saying there will be some news, not huge, but there will be some news, and they can still move it. But as I'm saying, always wait for any consolidations and smaller patterns on the smaller charts and see if it's worth to go for a smaller, for a little trade. So you can see that we have two tops and we have a bottom. So yes, we can draw a little channel and see if it might continue sit in it, or thinking, okay, if it will create something consolidate around here, will it be a worth trade? Well, you see, to that level, for that tops, I'm going to draw it a little bit a bit better than that, because like this, you see, so it will be a bit more touching daily one. We have the wings, remember about that, so it might be plus minus, as I'm saying. I'm going to leave it like this, I think that is going to be enough. Yeah, see, it touches here and pretty much touches around here. So that's what I'm saying. We have a little downtrend channel. Might leave it like this, so it might go, as I'm saying, create something around here, and you have enough space. We have about 80 pips something to go to that level, and it's about 100 pips to go there. And for example, if we would want to, let's say, let's go in a smaller one again. Let's go in the 30 minutes chart and wait for what's going to happen. You see, I can't draw anything here because it's pretty much is down and straight and went up and here. And yeah, so we'll wait for something around. And if, for example, if it will continue, go here and create something around here, we also have about 90 pips. So it's roughly 90 pips here. More room, of course, more room to go to this level, slightly less to that, but enough to go to the top level. So better picture still on the 1 hour chart. So that's how I see euro pound. So this is, we have a little downtrend, and what is going to do here? Will continue to go down. Still, as I'm saying, we don't know when exactly when it opens, and because you know when it opens, it looks different. So it would be a little bit maybe further. Here we have 60, would have 60 pips and about 100 plus some candles. So about 80 pips. So this would be my levels for euro pound. Okay, and now we're going to gold. And so also where I left it. Well, at this moment you can see on the picture it's consolidating on the bigger picture. It's a daily one. You can see it's not any direction. I mean, it was in a uptrend, and now it's consolidating. Let's go and see for our chart where it is and what it does. Right. Okay. So yeah, looks like gold also is preparing, and gold does react quite a lot on American news. So before Friday, there will be also some news before Friday. So maybe we'll react on the other news, but I think the main, of course, on Friday, if the report is going to be strong, maybe preparing for Friday, might move around this area, continue around the range. Around this, let's see how far, because gold is moves quite far. It's like 400 pips. I mean, yeah, no, I think it's probably not going to go straight away to that. I mean, before Friday. So went up like this. We have still, it sits around this level. I mean, you can see how it's narrowing again. It does. You see, it's narrowing again, trying to go into wherever triangle or something. It's not a triangle, because we do have 1, 2 tops, we have 1 bottom, but now you see how high it is, and I'll probably leave it like that. See what is gonna, if it's gonna sit around this. It's not gonna sit around this level, because we have, what is this? This is a daily. I'm going 4-hour chart. So how far? So we have 21st, 22nd. No, actually, yes, it can sit around this area before news again, because it's 200, about 200, 100, yeah, about 200 to 200 pips. So it could, in my opinion, my view would be, it might sit around there before the news event would happen. So, but at this moment, I mean, all this week is like just up, down, just consolidating. And the previous week is the same. When I left, it was around here. And yeah, you see, it's consolidated, and it could have been a trade. It's probably a good move. Also, yeah, you see 200 pips, good move. So there's consolidation, it moved and dropped. It's not, didn't like consolidate really nice. I mean, for example, I would go for this trade, because after the drop, it started to move up too fast. Not too fast, but I mean, if you see here, this is your consolidation, and here it's already correction. It's moving up, so it's moving up. So that's why this week, for example, this previous week, for me, for example, I wouldn't do any trades. I wouldn't see any trades. The previous week was a trade here. That would be my trade, but not the previous week. And like here now, as I'm saying, there's nothing here I can see, except seeing that, yeah, it's preparing for something, waiting for something else. I mean, I can try to draw that. I probably wouldn't draw. Well, I mean, okay, for example, can try to do something like this. But is there any point to do that? I don't think so. Well, I mean, it's 50 pips movement, and it could be 100 pips before the news happens. So, let's see again. I still have all these levels, you see, and yeah, I think I would just I leave that one. I think, yeah, I think I'm going to leave this one definitely. And but to be honest, I wouldn't probably, if I would be trading, I wouldn't touch it until the news. For example, if it will create something around here before, again, let's go into 1 hour chart, would be better to see how far it is. I mean, it's quite far. It's going, of course, it's going to around this level again. You see, like, maybe it will create something like this. For example, it will create around this level. I'm saying we have enough room, 170, 200 pips to go down, and about 200, 300 to go back up. So I'm saying if it will create something around this area, and it was possibly to see go for any trades, but before the news, especially knowing how gold reacts quite a lot on American news, then yeah, I think this is how I look at gold at this point. It's in uptrend, but right now it's just consolidating here around this levels. It still sits around these levels. I mean, but I can think it might go and might come to this level and sit around here before the news. But at this moment, that level is obviously an important level. It sits around this and might concentrate around this level. So this is where I would look at. This is where I would think it would sit. But as I'm saying, if the news event will have a good impact on it, and we still have these levels. Let's see what's this level from. A bigger level. Okay, I have one of these levels. You can see even here, it looks like on a weekly one, like a little pennant again. You can see that? That's what I'm saying. It's like a little pennant. And for example, if there will be like some new, movements inside there, and then we have news events of what we expect. Let's say when we're gonna have news event on Friday, it's the 26th. So roughly we can think. So where is it? 26th? Well, around here somewhere. Anyway, it's a bit like this, roughly. So we have, well, it's quite a lot of room. It's like 500 pips, but we have this one is 300. Will it go all that way? It might not go in all the way. It might push it, and then it will continue. And of course, that would be one of the stopping points. So it's about 300 pips up. And of course, the other direction is we have that level, which is about 200, and it's like 900 pips to go down drop, for example. So that can be the possibility. So, but at this moment you can see like a little pennant. So as we know, like a little pennant, a possibility continue the uptrend direction, but you know it's not always working right. But I'm leaving all those levels because you can see we had little top in here and a little bit of concentration around this area, and also the bottom one also had some concentrations here and the bottom. That's why I'm going to leave all these levels and just to concentrate and see and watch where it's going to consolidate. As I'm saying, with gold, it works quite well with consolidations too. Like here, you can see it did consolidate very beautifully here. Had a drop, consolidation, and then we had a good movement. So wait for it's going to create something around here first, and then to decide to go for any trades. Because right now it's in itself in a consolidation. didn't have any big movements on that week. So I guess that's all for now, guys. I hope it was useful, and if it was, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Bye, everyone.